Welcome to the Mortgage Broker Podcast, tailor-made for Canadian mortgage industry professionals. Proudly presented by a Better Way Mortgage Group, this podcast is your trusted source for insider insights, market updates, and strategies to elevate your career in the ever-evolving world of mortgage brokering. Whether you're a seasoned broker with a Better Way Mortgage Group or an industry enthusiast looking to stay ahead, our episodes are designed to empower you with the knowledge and tools you need to excel in the Canadian mortgage space.
One of the interesting comments that you made, and I mean, it's again a theme of these sessions, is relationships. And, you know, I know you're very social, you're out there, you're easy to talk to. We've got a good relationship. But one thing that you mentioned is a lot of people think they have to work with a ton of people to be successful. And it's kind of that old saying is, are you taking the relationships a mile wide and an inch deep, or are you taking it an inch wide and a mile deep? So I think when you have the ability to build those relationships and that trust with people where you actually care and like to have them around, that's, in my opinion, always been one of the key success drivers for brokers in the industry.
Yeah. And I think sometimes when people ask me, you know, what's your sales strategy? And I have a really hard time kind of coming up with one, because that's a natural thing, is to have people that you hang out with. We're human. We need connections. I think sometimes our industry, one of the challenges is that we're always striving for efficiency, and how much can one person fund versus how much can one person give excellent service. And I think the low bar for me, that's sort of not negotiable, is to be excellent every time I deal with a client. Be excellent for them and listen to what they want and listen to what their goals and dreams are, and then try really hard to help them achieve that. All of us care about people, but I can honestly say I outcare my competition. And I'm not talking about other brokers, because I think that we're either competing or we're collaborating. A Better Way, we collaborate all the way. So I'm not saying that from a competitive perspective. I'm saying that from an internal drive. It's like, outcarry your competition. How can you take this one step further? And sometimes where I just want to shut my computer down and go to bed, I'm like, nope, there's one more option for these people that I need to tell them what it is. So I try to take really good care of my clients, and then they talk to their friends, of course, and away we go.
I'm glad you brought that up, because like that was one of the first piece of advice I got coming into this industry was, if just care, and if you care, you'll make the right decisions. Because if you don't care, you'll start making bad ones, especially, you know, maybe unethical ones, you know, maybe ones that are financially beneficial for you versus the other. If the core is to care, like, you're going to be pretty successful no matter what.
I think so. You have to communicate too well.
Well, for sure, but it's derived from the fact that you actually care. You're going to make those right moves, right?
For your clients, yeah. I mean, we're intermediaries.
Yeah.
So many intermediaries aren't needed anymore in this technological world.
Totally.
But we still are, and I think that we will be for a really long time, because we need human connection to make these huge decisions.
You can certainly tell the difference between the people that care about the commissions over the process and the outcome. If you care about the process and bringing people through the right way, and commission is secondary, but if you just really do take the people from start to finish, show them that you're there, you're their advocate, you're always going to win.
Can I say something about phone calls? Because I had the weirdest thing happen to me over Christmas.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't about me making the calls, but it was about people calling me. And this is where the phone calls make such a difference. And I needed to talk to you, Jason, and I called you and said, hey, I know I could have emailed you, but we talked. And I know that this makes a huge difference. One of our lovely B lenders who we know and love, who I guess sometimes aren't that good at funding on completion days. And if something goes sideways, they're not always available. And this was over Christmas, so it was going to be even more amplified. That's the closing part of it between the lawyer and the lender that we don't see that often. I had a B deal closing, and I sent it to one of my favorite notaries, and her admin emailed me and said, you know, I don't think we can do this. It's closing during Christmas. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I found a second notary and sent it to him, and he picked up the phone and said, yo, I don't think we can do this on January 3rd. These are all the reasons why. I will take it on if you want it to fund on December 23rd. And I'm like, well, that means that my client's going to pay some per diems. And he said, if you want to get this done on time, that's what you should do. And so I did the math, and it made total sense. They both had the same issue, but one picked up the call to explain what the issue was. The other one just said, I don't think I can do it. So the second notary got the business.
Problem problem solvers.
Yeah, problem solvers and much more personable. We were able to catch up about other stuff. So those phone calls are important because the result was me doing what the first notary wanted me to do.
Yeah.
But the first notary was just trying to get me to do it over email, and I didn't understand. I didn't have the inflections in the voice, how dire it was going to be.
That's always the big thing. Like, I'm a big phone person. Sometimes it's a lot easier to send an email or a text, but to your point, tonalities get taken differently. Your messaging comes across differently. So especially in a situation like that, the most important thing to do is just pick up the phone, have real dialogue, speak to somebody, figure out the problem and solve it. And if you can do that collectively with a referral partner for your client, now you've got a referral partner and you got a client that are going to stick with you for the long term. To me, it's just a no-brainer to pick up the phone in those situations, and in multiple different situations in this industry where we tend to hide behind the screen. Just get ahead of it, pick up the phone, build a relationship. Every phone call could be a sales opportunity as well. So I'm a big believer in that myself.
Yeah, and if not, you're just connecting with people. Sometimes you're a little bit of a therapist, just listening to their story or whatever just happened to them last week. It is super important. It takes time though, and efficiency is the killer of human connection. So we, as running our business, run that balance. Is this efficient or is it human connection? We're in the human connection business, and we should be connecting with humans, period. If you don't like doing that, then probably brokering's not for you.
Business to be in if you don't like that.
The beauty of this industry is there's so many different avenues you can probably find what works for you. And like, you think of like back-end office work like you did in Vancity, or an underwriting position or an administrative position. Like, there's places to go if you're ultimately not that, extrovert or social person, or want that type of, back and forth with humans, which, obviously is probably not something the three of us would want to do, but there's a perfect spot for almost everyone in this industry when it comes to those types of, different roles and responsibilities that are needed.
When somebody's making an offer and it's subject removal date and they've handed everything over to you, you carry all of their power in your hands for however many days it is that you have that subject removal. And for people to give you that power is such a trusting thing to do. And it's so important to stay in touch with those folks. Even if you might not be getting the outcome you want, keeping them up to date, letting them know that they're not forgotten. Your client should never be following up with you to see what's going on.
Yeah.
We should really cherish the power we carry for people while we're trying to negotiate for them.
Totally. It's back to caring. Like, just think of that person on the other end that just doesn't know, like in your notary experience, doesn't know what's going on. So it's like, even when there isn't an update to give, you should still give the update that there is no update, right? So then it's just at least somebody knows that you're not just twiddling your thumbs doing nothing, right? Like, you're watching this, you're monitoring it, you're just nurturing and taking care of the situation.
Or you didn't get smashed up by a car and you're in the hospital and you can't close. Just communication is key. And we have so much power. Let's be so gentle with that.
Totally.
I think Dustin Woodhouse actually wrote it in his Be the Better Broker book, was that a call with no update is better than no update at all.
Yes.
And that's always we do these transactions. Some of us have done thousands of them, and we have to remember that the people that we're working with, maybe their first one ever, maybe their second one ever, they're not living this day to day like we are. So you're right. I mean, we do hold the power of communication when it comes to that, and just keeping that client or whoever it is in the loop, even if there's nothing to say, shows them that you care and kind of keeps them confident that you're the one in control of the process.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. If you found value in this show, please subscribe to our channel on your preferred platform. We're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Your support is incredibly appreciated. We also welcome your reviews and feedback, which are crucial in helping us deliver outstanding educational content. Feel free to share your thoughts. A 5-star review would be fantastic if you think we earned it. Lastly, a vital announcement about Backpack Buddies, our chosen charity for 2025. This remarkable organization addresses a hidden hunger issue many are unaware of in British Columbia. While school districts provide meals during school hours, numerous children face food scarcity at home, particularly during the weekends. Backpack Buddies steps in to support these vulnerable children, ensuring they have easy to prepare, familiar food for weekends. This is achieved through collaborations with schools and an extensive distribution network. Your contribution can make a significant difference. With just $20, you can give a child in need a food bag from Backpack Buddies filled with enough meals and snacks to sustain them over the weekend and more. Once again, thank you for listening, and see you on the next one.